Hey guys, it's me Flippy again, and today we're going to be doing a part 3 to the Q&A series. This is something I've actually come to really enjoy. I've loved doing these. I'm glad to have been able to provide entertainment for you guys by answering questions you guys have for me, and I've really embraced them. I love the YTPs that come out of them. I love just the community I have just come and asked questions, so it is just really exciting for me to present a third Q&A series for you guys. So I wanted to thank you guys real first before we begin. So yeah, let's get started with the Q&A part 3. Here we go. So here we go. Question: why is Mario your target, and why do you have several swords? That is a good question. Why is Mario my target, and why do I have several swords? Fun fact, I don't have a lot of swords actually. I only have like maybe 2 swords. Maybe 2. That's it. One of the swords I have is a wooden one. I bought that one as a souvenir when I went to Oklahoma a long time ago. And the other one I have is like this it's like I don't know how to say it. It's like stainless steel, but it's still like a short like blade. It's a very short dagger kind of looking sword. I bought that at like a convention, I guess you could say. I don't know what you would call it, but I did buy a dagger, and that's one of the swords I have. If you count the Monado, that is a third sword. And oh, I also have a sword. Hold up. Let me see if I can pull it out. Yeah. Here we go. At another convention, I had a friend of mine. He made me a sword of mine. I asked him if he did custom swords, and he actually made me this one. I spray painted it when I got home. I believe it's the blade. It's the blade itself is 4 feet, I believe. I believe that's how long it is. It is pretty tall. Like, this is almost as tall. This is slightly shorter than me, but it's a pretty big blade. And it's one of the swords I have. I'll put that right there. Hopefully it won't fall. Watch it fall over. Yes, that is one of the swords I have. Love that one a whole lot. Anyway, and why is Mario my target? I don't know. I've always liked Mario. Mario has always been that character I've always preferred over Luigi. I know, like, most of the time I think Luigi is the one people prefer just because he's the younger brother. He's not the popular one, but Mario's just such a happy person. I feel much more relatable to Mario. Such a happy, lighthearted character. And, yeah, Mario's my favorite of the bros. So I don't know why Mario would be my target. Standing versus sitting. Which do you prefer and why? I do both. I'm pretty active with both, honestly. I sit down to work on projects when I'm doing drawing for, commissions, or whenever I'm working on video game development, character writing, stuff like that. I'm always typing things out on my laptop here. But I do lots of standing because I clean pools. I do lots of random housework I can do whenever I'm tired of staring at screens all day. My eyes get, all, tired and strained, So I stand up a lot, I would like to think maybe I spend, maybe almost a half of my day sitting down, and I spend a good deal of it standing. I think if I had a choice, I do like standing. I like walking around and having like headphones on and just listening to music and walking around. I do that a lot. I walk around the pool just to relax, calm down, get inspiration. It's really relaxing and calming for me. I like that a whole lot. So probably standing, but sitting's nice whenever you're playing games. I can't imagine anyone standing up to play games unless you're playing a game like Skyward Sword, and I love that game. This is like the third Q&A where I've talked about Skyward Sword. Okay. Let's see. The question I wanted to know for a while is a hot dog, a sandwich, or a taco? So this is like a choice. Do I get to, like, which do I prefer, hot dog, sandwich, or taco? That's probably an easy sandwich. I love sandwiches. Sandwiches are just so good because they're customizable. You know, you can have BLTs, you can have sloppy joes, you know, you can have grilled cheese. There's so much you can do with sandwiches. You can fill it up with anything. You know, you can. One thing I like to do is take macaroni and cheese, put it in bread, and have like a slice of ham on it. That's really good. I love that a whole lot. You know, you can do all sorts of sandwiches. I like sandwiches. Tacos are probably my least favorite of those three. I'm not a fan of tacos that much. I like burritos, but like I'm not a huge fan of tacos. Hot dogs, with me and hot dogs, it's like I'll always pick the hamburger over the hot dog, but I will eat hot dogs if they're available. But out of those three, sandwiches are always my number one. Also, do you recommend Xenosaga to people with a PS2? Is that even a question? I want to say yes, but the thing is, Xenosaga is an expensive trilogy to buy. I was lucky enough to get Xenosaga 1 and 2 for Christmas last year, 2019. But episode 3 alone cost me about $90 US dollars. So like that was an investment. That was definitely an investment. I spent pretty much all like the Christmas money I would have, you know, I gotten from like grandparents. You know, I would have spent that all on Xenosaga 3 alone. That's how much it was. It was expensive. To buy like Xenosaga 1, that's like maybe 30 bucks, I think. I think Amazon sells it for 40. So that could be a little bit pricey for a PS2 game, especially of Xenosaga 1's quality, you know. I feel like you would have to be a genuinely dedicated, like, yes, I'm willing to spend that much money on this game to spend 40 bucks. Episode 2 I think is maybe 20? I think it's 20 bucks. Let's see. I think it's 20 bucks. Let me go to Amazon here. Let me just look this up. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's 20 bucks. Let's see. Amazon sells Xenosaga. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Well, they've definitely jumped the price. Xenosaga 2 on Amazon, the top price is about $79.99. Not a good price for that game. That's a guarantee. Do not spend $79.99 US dollars for Xenosaga 2. Nope. So, yes, I do recommend the trilogy if you're willing to spend the money. It's a really great story. I love the characters. I love the just everything about it. It was an emotional roller coaster for me to witness it for the first time. I have so much about Xenosaga I love. At some point in the future, I'm probably going to make a video about my entire entry to Xenoblade and Xenosaga and why I love that series so much, what it means to me. But yes, I would totally recommend Xenosaga to people if, you know, they have that money to spend and if they genuinely have the time to spend on it. It's a really fun game series. I would totally recommend it. Is Xenosaga 2 your favorite video game of all time? No. No. Just no. Reason for it. It's funny because I think Xenosaga 2 as the base game itself is okay. It's decent. It's tedious, but if you're just playing the game just to get it from beginning to end, it's okay. It's not the best game ever, but it's okay. If you're gonna put in the 90 hours I spent to complete it, no, it's not a good game. I was not a fan of completing that game. There was so much just grinding. The side quests were tedious because of what I was doing in comparison to what the plot was. It was just no, no. What is the square root of a fish? Oh. I just googled it. Apparently, what's the square root of a fish? The answer is it means you probably buy the game instead of pirate it. Haha, I knew that. I totally didn't just use Google to answer your question. I'm smart. What are your top 3 movies? Ooh. Oh gosh. What are my top 3 movies? That's hard. I'm going to just assume you mean any movie, so I can pick any movie, animated or live action. I'm going to think about this. I love WALL-E. the Disney Pixar movie WALL-E. That movie is so special to me. I love sci-fi. I love robots, and I just love what WALL-E, just the story. I love it. It's so harmlessly cute and just so incredible as a movie. It doesn't have a lot of dialogue in it. You know, most of the dialogue comes from humans, but those aren't even the main characters. The robots are the main characters. I love WALL-E so much. It's such a fun movie. I love that one. Um, Other favorite movies, gosh. You know, I'm trying to think of movies that, like, I think about and I'm like, I want to watch that movie again. Spider-Verse was a movie I watched, and that one very, oh my gosh, that one impressed me so much. I knew that movie was going to be good the minute I saw the trailer for it, but hot dog, that movie is good. That might be one of my favorite movies ever, honestly. I'm so impressed by the animation style, so impressed by it. Oh man, Iron Giant's another one of my favorite movies. That movie is so incredible. It's so heartbreaking. I love it so much. Um, Incredibles. The Incredibles, the Disney Pixar movie. I also love that movie. I have so many movies I love so much. It doesn't help that some movies I saw as a child, I overwatched them to death, and they just don't have the same impact for me now because I just remember, you know, all the times quoting the movies, all the times just being ridiculous and not ridiculous, but like all those times quoting the movies back to back, you know, it ruins the charm of the movie itself sometimes when you have it memorized. So movies like The Iron Giant and Spider-Verse are so special to me because I was older when I watched them. I couldn't just rewatch them all the time. Ah man. I also love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. I'm a sucker for those movies. I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one, but I loved the first two movies. They are really awesome portrayals of Spider-Man. And I do love Homecoming. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming. I do like that movie a lot. But, man, I know I've definitely passed the 3-movie bar. But, man, there's so many movies I could just watch and watch and watch again. I love those movies so much. Let's say you could only play one game for the rest of your life. What would it be? One game for the rest of my life. What would it be? It's tough. Because what makes Xenosaga special to me is the fact it's a story. And the story is only as special as long as you try not to overplay it. You know, the more you play it, I think the less special it gets, which is why you don't play it that often. You play it like once a year or something like that. If I had to pick one game to play for the rest of my life, based on what games I have played and where they're going, one would definitely be Xenoblade Chronicles X, because there are so many ways you can play that game. It has infinite builds, basically. You can learn the ins and out of the combat system. It's really intuitive. The only things that restrict it is once you've taken out everything, there's no reason to go back other than to replay it again. So, Xenoblade X would be a good one to pick for me. I would be inclined to say games like Terraria and Minecraft, but thing is, those kinds of games are fun, but I have to be in the mood for them, and I can only play like maybe 30 minutes of them, and then it's slow. It slowly steeps down to a point where it's like, okay, maybe I should do something else because I'm getting bored. You know, I need to do something else. You know, man, Mario Galaxy, like I said, is one of my favorite games of all time, but you know, just because it's your favorite game of all time doesn't mean you're going to replay it over and over and over again for the rest of eternity. It just means that it's a game that if you have time, you know, and you have the opportunity to replay it, you're like, yeah, I want to replay it again. So maybe Mario Galaxy, there's so many games, you know. And the thing with me is, I'm not the kind of gamer that honestly plays a lot of games. My backlog is tiny. I purposely keep my library small. I love video games so much, but I try not to always play them because I'm the kind of person that just wants to spend more time being creative with game development. I'm a much more game designer kind of person. That's where I want to spend my time, rather than playing games all the time. You know, that's just me personally. But Yeah, probably. If I could say I had to pick a play game for all eternity, it would probably be Xenoblade Chronicles X. If you could ask any YouTuber to cover any topic, which YouTuber and what? Hmm. Um, that's tough. I watch a lot of YouTubers. I love game reviewers because game reviewers can often provide me, like me as a game developer, I can look at game reviewers, see what they see in games, see what they liked about it, see what they thought about it, see the criticisms they had with it, and then I can take those to heart and be like, okay, here is what people don't like in video games, and here are things that people do like in games, you know? Maybe people don't like this, but maybe they like this, you know? Or maybe this guy likes this that this guy didn't like, and maybe this guy likes this that he did like, you know? There's a lot you can learn as a game developer by watching reviewers. So honestly, if I had a choice, I would honestly want YouTubers I watched, like Nitro Rad. As a matter of fact, I really wanted Nitro Rad to cover the Xenosaga trilogy. And the reason for that was, one, it would have given the Xenosaga trilogy much more exposure, but also I would have loved to have heard what he thought of a game series I loved so much. It's one of my favorite things when someone reviews games I like, especially when they criticize it, because then I can see, oh, maybe I'm a little biased here, you know? Maybe someone thinks something different about this game I love so much, you know? It's something really special for me to see games I love criticized by someone else, because it provides me, a person who loves the game and the person who designs games, to see where I could be biased. Where could I design a game that might be fun for me, but not fun for someone else? So if I had to pick any YouTuber, and like I said, I asked Nitrad if he covered the games. If I had the opportunity, I would really want to get just a game reviewer in general. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head that I genuinely liked, and I feel like they could do a good justice. I think one would be King K. I've watched a lot of his videos recently, and honestly, if he could cover Xenosaga and do what's it called? It's called a retrospective. If he could do like a retrospective on them, that would be really incredible for me, honestly. I just, the chance to see the game trilogy I love so much, seen in the hands of someone who is not a fan of the series, and just give me it straight, you know, just, you know, explain to me what's wrong with this game, no bias, you know. That's also what I would like to see. And I think with that, I think that's all the questions this week. So, wow, that was quite a few questions, honestly, and I want to thank you guys so much for asking me these questions. I was really not expecting this series to become what it is. I've really, I didn't think it'd become something, so if you want me to continue this and make a part 4 of this, continue doing these videos, I decided on my Discord server I added a channel where you can specifically ask questions for me to use to do in these Q&As. So please, if you're in my channel or my server, or you'd like to join, that is definitely something you can do. It helps. It just helps me know it lets me know what you guys want. If I should continue doing this, you know, or if maybe I should stop, you know, maybe it's time to move on. I have lots of projects I'm working on right now in terms of the Twitch setup. I'm currently working on some animations for the backgrounds and displays and stuff, so I can start streaming whenever new hardware comes in. I'm working on a couple of projects for myself because of the fact I've been working a lot recently and I've needed a break from just all the work, so I haven't had time to really dedicate time to my channel, which is fine. I've not made this YouTube channel, honestly, to get subscribes and likes. I do it, honestly, just to provide entertainment for you guys to watch. So I hope I've been able to successfully do that for the short time, this like maybe year and a half of just content. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. If you want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description. If you want to send a few questions over, I'd love to have you guys over. Thank you guys so much for watching. You rock, and God bless.